What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me okay, because I am trying out new things with my setup. But today we've got a very good live stream for you. I'm going to be discussing a sector which I haven't discussed in a very long time now, and that sector is going to be crypto gaming. And I believe that we are basically at the bottom now in terms of sentiment, in terms of price for a lot of these crypto gaming coins. And in today's live stream, I'm going to be basically giving you the reasons why I think now is the time to potentially start loading up again into this sector. Now, a bit of context. I've made a lot of money from gaming in the past with crypto. Okay. I've made 17x's on Miria. I've made 50x's plus on Nakamoto Games, just to name a couple of gaming projects. I've made a ton of money in gaming. And the thing with gaming is obviously it's a high risk, high reward sector. It's basically just like the meme coin sector, but with utility. So it's essentially memes with utility. And that's how they are priced. They're very, very high risk assets. And so in today's stream, I'm going to go through my favorite gaming projects. I've got about 3 or 4 gaming projects I'm going to share with you, and then we're going to look at some other potential considerations. And after this live stream, I'm actually going to go into the VIP group and I'm going to be buying a brand new gaming coin as well, which I've never bought before. So that's obviously good stuff. If you like the sound of that, please make sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe as well if you're new. We've got a lot to talk about today. So get the likes up, share the stream with someone who could benefit from it as well. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, so gaming. Let's look at the sector as a whole. I mean, right now it's extremely cheap, and that's why I'm making this stream to discuss gaming, because I truly believe that we're at like the bottom in terms of sentiment, and we can only go up from here, in my view. Um, gaming last bull run was arguably the biggest narrative for retail alongside memes. Last bull run, we saw Gala go to a 5 billion market cap. We saw Axie Infinity go above a 10 billion market cap, just to name a couple. We had Sandbox, Decentraland, loads of those. And I personally think we're going to see it come back. Now, not to that same degree, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, some of these gaming projects, such as Mavia, are absolutely tiny, tiny, tiny market caps. Okay, 18 million market cap for Mavia. So it doesn't even need to go to those types of market cap levels. It just needs to do, you know, a 200 million market cap, a 300 million market cap, and you're making incredible, incredible gains on your money if you're buying these things now. Now, entry is key in crypto. I bought into Miria exactly at the bottom back in the day. Okay, exactly at the bottom, I bought into it. And it went on to do a 17x within a few weeks from that buy alert that I did in my VIP group earlier on this bull run. Now, I sold a chunk of it once it pumped. I didn't sell all of it, but I sold a chunk of it at the all-time highs, and I'm very glad I did so. But when it comes to gaming, it's all about entry. Some of these gaming coins, they can bleed out for a year straight, and then all of a sudden make a massive comeback and absolutely explode. So I'm going to talk about the ones that I'm looking at. There's quite a few. And obviously, remember, later on today, after this live stream, I'm going to go and drop a brand new buy alert in the gaming sector, one I've never called before. I'm going to be dropping that into the VIP after the stream. So stay tuned for that as well. But look, when it comes to gaming, you've got obviously your blue chip gaming coins. Out of the blue chips, my favorites would be Immutable X and Beam. They would be my favorite blue chip ones. The problem with these coins is they already have high market cap valuations. Immutable X is already at 1 billion and Beam is at 400 million. So you're not going to be making the 20x's with those types of plays. Sure, you can make a nice 5 to 10x, but the 20x's are probably not going to be there with those higher market cap gaming coins. And then you've got some of the more obsolete ones that aren't really talked about much anymore, like Sandbox, Decentraland, etc. I'm not too bullish on those. They might make a comeback if we have a major altcoin season, but they wouldn't be ones that I go in particularly heavily. Now, where the fair value proposition lies is when you start getting down into some of the smaller caps. That is where you start to see some excellent deals in the gaming sector. You get to something like Nakamoto Games, right? That's a great one I like. You get to something like, let's see, need to keep scrolling, need to go on the next page. That's how small it is. Heroes of Mavia, right? You get to something like that. I mean, this market cap, 18 million, is absolutely tiny. It's just a no-brainer to put a small amount of your portfolio into it, right? If it pumps, great. If it doesn't, well, you only allocate it accordingly. It's not the end of the world. But if it does pump, it's going to be incredible gains from the current market cap that it's at, 18 million. I mean, super, super tiny in market cap. So it could literally do a 10x over the course of a couple weeks. Those are the types of gains you can see on those valuation coins, right? Coins with those types of valuations. Obviously, it's risky, and the chart doesn't look great when you zoom out, But the reality is, there's been a ton of projects where their charts didn't look great, and then all of a sudden they've just gone and absolutely exploded. There's been a bunch of projects that have done that this bull run. Coins which look absolutely dead in the water. I mean, look at XLM, for example. That had a terrible looking chart at one point, and look, it's making a recovery now. XRP had a bad looking chart as well. It's made a big recovery. Even Solana in the bear market, right, was down over 90% down in the bear market. So we've seen cryptos before go down 90+% and still make a comeback. So it's not, to me, the end of the world, the fact that some of these things are down a lot. If anything, it makes me more bullish, because when everyone's discounting a narrative, when everyone's saying something's over, it's never going to be a success, that's where I come in and think, yeah, maybe there's actually a bit of a value play here with some of these things. Maybe at one point they were massively overvalued, and now they've come back down to a valuation which is attractive. So we're going to discuss some more projects in the gaming sector as well today. But first, I just want to check what Bitcoin dominance is doing, because we've been taking a look at this chart very closely lately, and we saw that it found some support there at the golden pocket, which to me was likely. We just had a significant drop from the 786. Where was the next support line? It was the golden pocket. So it was likely that we got some form of a rally from there. Question is now, are we going to fall back over and start dumping again? And I think eventually we will start dumping again, because if you look at the bigger time frames, like the weekly, the monthly, look how high the RSIs are on the 2 week, on the monthly, on the weekly, all those different time frames. The RSI is extremely, extremely high, right? I mean, look at the monthly RSI there on Bitcoin dominance. Now, it is a lagging indicator, but the point is, we're already massively overbought when you zoom out. So for me, the general downtrend on BTC.D is going to be to the downside. That is the general trend that I think we're going to see. Is to the downside. So that's my view on dominance. Like, we could have a bit of chop here and there, but ultimately it is going to collapse. It is going to fall down to somewhere between, as I've said, 47 and 52%. That is the region I am targeting. And if that happens, all bets are off for this cycle. You will see gaming coins make a comeback. You will see meme coins you never even imagined that would pump make a comeback. You will see a ton of projects absolutely explode. And when you're looking at valuations, gaming is one of those sectors where it appeals to retail, okay, because retail like gaming, they like hype, and it also makes rational sense. NFTs, play to earn, those types of things, they all make logical sense to kind of, interact with the blockchain. It makes sense that gaming and crypto would go together. So there's a few gaming projects I like. We're going to put together a bit of a list today with some potential price predictions as well. So this is going to be a good stream, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go through your comments and the donations as well. But we're going to make a bit of a list together. It's going to be good fun. It's been a while since we've done a dedicated gaming stream, but we're going to be doing one today, and it's going to be great. So let's just make a little table here. So project, and then we can go market cap. Okay, and let's make this bigger. And what else should we do? So project, market cap, and then price potential. Potential. Let's just do that. Potential. And we're going to get together a bit of a list in the stream. So first of all, let's go Mavia. Man, why can I not spell anything? First, we'll go Mavia. This will be my #1 gaming play right now. 18 million market cap. And potential, I'm going to say 20 to 50x. Okay, so we'll leave Mavia there for now, and we'll get on to some others in a moment, a bit later on in the stream. But I'm just going to go through some of the questions, see what you guys are saying. Ben says, how much power do influencers have on a alt pump? Good question. I mean, it depends obviously on the influencer themselves, like how big they are. If Alex Becker came out and said, he's bullish on a coin, it's a lot bigger of an effect than if I come out and say I'm bullish on a coin, for example. So it just depends on how big the influencer is. Most influencers don't really have any impact on the markets, but the bigger ones with much bigger followings, they generally do. So it just depends on the size. How's it going, Don? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Archie. Big fan. Thank you. Could you please guide me on Million Saiyan? They are only famous meme coins on Say, and I know Say will go to 20 billion market cap for sure. What meme coins should we buy? Yeah, the only two memes I recommend on Say are Million Saiyan. So if that's your question, I mean, they're the only two that I recommend. Because they've got listings and they've got decent size communities. I mean, I might have another one in the future, but right now, those are the only two memes on Say which I'm actually bullish on. And you're right to assume, if Say goes to like a 20 billion market cap, some of these meme coins are going to go to crazy, crazy, crazy market caps on Say. So I agree with you on that. What do I think of Tars AI? They raise no money from their private sale, so I'm not too bullish. But yeah, smash the likes on the stream, guys. The more likes we get, the longer that I go live, and the more motivated I get to do longer streams. VIP here, greetings. I know gaming is dead, but gaming coins may 100x from here if narratives return. Miria, GFAL, Mavia, Guns, Munity, etc. Honestly, I agree, man. That's my thesis. Is like, yes, it's dead, but that's actually the time to buy something. Meme coins were dead, and then look at what happened to meme coins, right? RWA coins were dead, and then look at what's happened to certain RWA coins. They've absolutely exploded due to this whole tokenization narrative. So when something's dead, that's actually the time to buy quite often, not when something's absolutely skyrocketing. How's it going, Omar? Great to see you in the stream, man. Yeah, so after this live stream, I'm probably going to be buying 1 or 2 new gaming coins. 1 or 2 new ones. I'm gonna not big bags, but I'm just gonna load up a little bit into gaming because I think there's a good value proposition there. Okay, then we've got Beam, which is a decent kind of higher cap gaming coin. If you're not wanting to go too risk on, you could pick up a bag of Beam. It's got a 395 million market cap. So let's go 395 million. And I think Beam could 5 to 10x this bull run from here. But yeah, man, the number one play for me in gaming would for sure be Mavia. That would be the number one play. Another one I like the look of would be Gunzilla. Okay. And let's just see where that is in market cap right now. 28 million. Now, Gunzilla, they have a massive console game. So this is actually a playable game that's actually pretty good. Like I know people who have played it. I downloaded it and played it for like 20 minutes. I'm not a big gamer, but I did want to check it out. And honestly, it's coming to a nice value proposition again. Around 28 million. I think is a good buy. So maybe Gunzilla will be one I'll buy. Maybe I'll buy some Gunzilla at some point. Potentially. And I think Gunzilla could 20 to 30x. So there's a few other low cap gaming coins. So I'm going to put VIP gem. And then I'm going to make this one anonymous because I don't want to give all my cards away here on this live stream. You guys might start front running me and buying in before I can buy. And before I know it, the coin's freaking gone crazy. I mean, that wouldn't really happen, right, on this channel, but you never know. So, yeah, what else have we got in gaming? We've got Naka. I like Naka. Nakamoto Games. This is another one which I think is a decent buy here. 41 million market cap. I called this one at a 2 million market cap. That's my average buy on Naka. 2 million market cap. Crazy average buy. And I did a buy alert for it. It's all publicly available on the channel. So, I mean, we got a crazy average buy on Naka in the VIP group. If you were there back in the bear market. Thank you for your lives. You're welcome, man. Anytime. Oh, market cap is wrong on Mavia. It's 8 million. Wow. So it could probably do even more then. Only an 8 million market cap. So I probably have to give more upside then if it's only 8 million. I thought it was like 15, 20 million. I probably need to give a bit more upside. Maybe it can do a 75x, honestly. 8 million? That's a ridiculous value proposition there. 600 million market cap would be a 75x. A 75x on Mavia would be a 600 million market cap. What the hell, man? That is crazy to even think about. Imagine you just put in $1,000 and you get a 75x. You make 75 grand on $1,000. I know it's Moon Boy stuff, but like we've seen it before, guys, in gaming. I've made 50x's and 60x's before in gaming, so it's not impossible. I've done it, so it's not like these numbers are impossible. And I'm very good at timing gaming coins. Apart from Mavia, pretty much every other gaming coin I've ever bought has been at the bottom. Apart from Mavia. Mavia is the only one where I got a pretty high entry on. Every other one, even Beam I bought really early. Gala, last bull run I got into. Loads of gaming coins I bought at rock bottom. I've got a very good track record when it comes to gaming. What do I think of Beam? It's solid. It's solid for a 5 to 10x, but it's probably not going to do you much more than a 10x. Yeah, gaming is like the most dead narrative. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, when something looks dead, that's when you want to buy it in crypto, because everything comes back around. Like, these narratives always come back around. Apart from the metaverse, I'm not really big into the metaverse. I think that was a bit of a fad. I'm really curious to see the Google search trends for metaverse. Do you guys remember the metaverse? That was like the biggest thing since sliced bread. By the way, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, absolute legend. Rest in peace to the guy. Metaverse, let's see. Let me know if you're a WWE fan and you used to watch Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm too young to have watched him, but I still watched him, right? But not at the time, obviously. But I've watched a lot of his fights. Andre the Giant, the early WrestleManias. So sad news, obviously. But yeah, look at the search trends there for metaverse. Absolutely fell off a cliff. Like no one even cares about it anymore. At one point, the metaverse narrative was literally like as big as what the AI narrative is now. Like everyone talked about the metaverse. It was the biggest thing, the best thing since sliced bread. It was literally world renowned as like the next technological revolution, and it just didn't happen. You know, Facebook rebranded to Meta. They brought out the headset thing. Then Apple did it, the Apple Vision Pro. It's just dead now. No one even cares about it. I don't know why it didn't work. Like, what's the reason for the metaverse failing so bad? Because I tried those headset things. They were all right, but it's just not something that you're like looking forward to doing. You know, it's just a little experience you do once or twice. It's not really something that you're like, oh, I want to play one of those games. And Sui, by the way, has a big foot in the door when it comes to gaming. Sui has a lot of power when it comes to the gaming narrative. For sure. Sui's a big player in gaming. But let me just show you guys my charting that I had on Heroes of Mavia, because I was taking a look at the chart earlier today, as I do, and I thought this is an insane buy. Like, if you want a degen play, that could be super cheap to purchase, Mavia is the one. Like, look at that. Came down to on the 4 hour, I was looking at it. So on the 4 hour, it really does look it looks primed. We've come down to the golden pocket and basically seen a bounce from the golden pocket. And you guys know I love my golden pockets. But yeah, low RSI coupled with a golden pocket test, usually a good sign to me when I'm looking at a coin. Mavia and GFAL are sleeping giants. Yeah, maybe GFAL will make a comeback. Maybe. Where can we buy Mavia? It's on crypto.com. Man, the listings. Why did I search Mavia? The listings for Mavia are actually really good, considering its market cap, and it's on base now as well. So you can buy it on Mexi, you can buy it on BitGet, Bybit, Gate.io, KuCoin, HTX, Crypto.com. There's a ton of places you can buy it. And yeah, by the way, it does look dead. Like when you look at the chart, it looks crap. I'm not denying that. But usually when a chart looks crap and it's actually got good fundamentals, that's sometimes a good time to buy something. So what else have we got in terms of gaming? Let's take a look at the list we've got. So obviously I'm going to be dropping a VIP buy alert. This is going to come out later today. What about some other gaming coins? Let's see. You know, Sui can actually count as a gaming coin because Sui themselves have their own gaming console and they're pretty big into gaming. So I kind of count Sui as a blue chip gaming play. Obviously, it's a layer one, but there's a lot of gaming plays on Sui. Yeah, Mavia is a no-brainer, 100%. I mean, I remember when Mavia came up and it pumped crazy. It pumped crazy in a very short period of time. I'm hoping that that happens again very soon. Like, look at that. Once it bottomed out, it literally made a 700% move. It made a 700% move in a few days once this thing bottomed out. I think it's going to do something similar again. Literally, a few whales bought in and the thing just absolutely exploded. That's all it takes. A few whales buy and you literally do an 8x overnight. And it's just come straight back down to basically where it was when it took off. Metaverse from Facebook. Yeah, Facebook changed to Meta. Facebook changed to Meta. Rep Hulk Hogan. Yeah, 100%, man. Man, it's so disrespectful when people talk bad about a guy, you know, when someone's died. Like there's a time and a place. You shouldn't be talking bad about him. He's an absolute legend of wrestling. How likely do you think the large cap alts go to new lows? Lower than today's lows. Good question. I mean, I think there's a chance the bottom is in on this dump. Like we could still come back down to like 116.3 on Bitcoin. I've talked about the trend line, right? Like the trend line is the key thing here. We are putting in lower highs on Bitcoin, which isn't a great sign. If you look at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we're constantly putting in lower highs. But the thing is, you could also interpret that as like compression, you know? Yeah, you could argue now there's a bit of a trend line here. And once we break out of this, we're going to absolutely explode. So you could also argue that this is like compression. You know, TA a lot of the time, it's just how you interpret it. You could interpret this as bearish because we're putting in lower highs. You could interpret it as bullish because we're using the trend line as support, the macro resistance trend line that stems all the way back to 2017. You could interpret it as bullish because we're seeing price compression. We're probably going to see a upside breakout. It's all opinions at the end of the day, right? But to me, I still think there's a higher chance that we break out to the upside than the downside on this move. I said in the call yesterday in the VIP Discord that I think there's a 70% chance we go up and a 30% chance we go down. It's still a 30% chance, right? But most likely we head up on the next move. We get a bullish break. And if you are interested in my buy alerts and the voice chats that we run every single day on the Discord, great insights. Check out the VIP membership down below. There might be a little sale actually. If you hover over it for a little bit of time, a sale might actually pop up. But yeah, Ethereum's looking fine as well. You've had a decent enough drawdown. Maybe it's ready to go for 4K now. Anyway, back to this list. So we got Mavia as a 20 to 75x potential. We got Beam as a 5 to 10x. Gunzilla 20 to 30x. We got the VIP gem, which I'm gonna drop later on today. Haven't dropped it yet, so you'd still be very early if you're joining in to the VIP. What else have we got in gaming? Get your comments in. I'm curious to see which gaming coins you guys like. I'll be drinking some real American beer in his honor. Great, man. Does Gala have a chance to 50x? Highly, highly unlikely. No way. Gala's market cap 784 million. Do you realize how much a 50x would be? A 50x on that would be like a 40 billion market cap. That's not going to happen this bull run. That's bigger than what Polkadot and Avalanche went to last bull run. Mavia is 18 million market cap. I don't even know what the market cap is. What about Big Time? Yeah, Big Time's decent, but I don't know if it's died out. Has it held its market cap? Yeah, it's held its market cap, to be fair. It's on Coinbase and Binance. All-time high market cap around 300 million. It's set at 120. So it's held its market cap fairly well, Big Time. On Coinbase and Binance. This one's done well. Whatever happened to Bloodloop as well? Does anyone remember Bloodloop? Wow, that one basically rugged. Wow. 200k market cap. Yeah, so Big Time's done well. When you compare it to other gaming coins, see how much they've dumped. Big Time has actually done pretty good. So maybe Big Time makes a comeback. Yeah, Big Time's a decent buy right now. Decent buy. I never said great buy, but it's a decent buy. And the thing is, guys, gaming coins can be quite closely tied to Ethereum because a lot of gaming coins, for some reason, they choose Ethereum. They choose Ethereum and Avalanche. Those are the two main chains that gaming coins build on. Ethereum and AVAX. So if you're in gaming coins, you probably want to closely watch the prices of AVAX and Ethereum. Because if they do well, then a lot of the gaming coins will also do well. Whereas Solana, it's not as closely tied to gaming. There are a few Solana gaming coins, but there's just nowhere near as many as what there are for Ethereum and AVAX. Right? Like meme coins are all on Solana. Gaming coins are mostly on Ethereum and AVAX. But yeah, if Ethereum starts pushing up here, if it starts pushing up, then I expect the gaming coins to move up. Yeah, AVAX is the number one gaming chain. AVAX and ETH. Now, I'm not saying go really heavy into gaming, guys. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe it's the time to consider putting a couple percent of your portfolio to gaming. Hey, Archie, based on your experience, August should be kind of choppy. Things won't be picking up until September. What do you think? I don't agree with a lot of these like seasonality arguments that people give. Like, The thing is, people said that May would be bearish. Oh, selling May, go away. Be careful, guys. May's going to be bearish. Look at what happened in May. May, we went up 10% on Bitcoin. So selling May, go away was a load of codswallop. It didn't play out. And the thing is, the seasonality aspect to crypto isn't convincing enough for me, personally. Like, there's some degree of a trend for sure. There's some probability that May will be bearish and all of this, but it's just not clear enough for me to make any decisions based off the seasonality aspect. I base my decisions based off the current time, looking forward, not looking in the past. I don't care what happened in May 2020 or May 2021. I don't care. Those are in the past. We're in the present now with a different administration, different regulations for crypto, different macroeconomic factors, different geopolitical factors. We're in a different time. So why would I look at the past as like a perfect prediction of the future or the present? I just don't. I don't really buy that argument. So the same people that were telling me May was going to be really bearish are probably saying August is going to be really bearish. We've had 3 August's red, 3 consecutive August months red. Maybe this time it's green. So I don't pay much attention to the seasonality. From what I've seen, it can be very mixed. Like, October looks like it's going to be a really bullish month. But if we have bad earnings in the stock market and bad unemployment figures, it will be red. You know what I mean? It's more based off the actual economic data and what's going on day to day than it is seasonality. At least that's my opinion. Gaming is about to go crazy, 100%. Yeah, so Crypto Rank says that Mavia's market cap is only 8 million. Wow. Crypto Rank is normally more accurate than CoinMarketCap. So if you're buying Mavia now, you are essentially buying an 8 million market cap coin that raised 8 million. Okay, which is pretty good for gaming. A lot of gaming coins can't even raise 1 million. And its all-time high market cap is over 300 million. So you're buying a gaming coin which has been valued 300 million in the past. You're buying it for 8 million. I mean, think about that, right? Nothing's really changed in terms of the actual fundamentals for it, other than just gaming has died out a bit. That's literally the only thing that's changed, is gaming is not as hot as what it used to be. They're still posting on X. There's still people playing the game. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. And like I said, if Ethereum starts pumping up again, you should imagine that gaming coins will go up too. You should expect that. Mavia 9 mil market cap. I already have Ondo, but thoughts on Plume? Plume is decent. Let's take a look at the chart. So it's currently finding support at the 0.5 level. Psychological level of 10 cents. Plume looks decent. But I have Ondo for RWA, and I'm not really in a massive rush to get any other RWA projects. So yeah, let's add Naka to this list. And let's take a look at the market cap for NACA. I think it's around 40 million. 40 million market cap for NACA. And it could do 10 to 20x, I think, is reasonable for NACA. Now, these are all potentials, right? Anything can happen, obviously, in crypto. These are all potentials. Thanks, Archie, for being there for us. No problem. No problem. If you're enjoying the stream so far, hit the likes. Helps out a ton with the channel. See what's going on with the market right now. So, biggest gainer on the day, IP and Bonk. Biggest loser, Pump Fun and Fartcoin. Let's take a look at Fartcoin. Where's that currently priced at? Okay, so it's just had a decent pump. It's not surprising that it's having a little bit of a pullback here. And it's pulled back exactly to the 236 level. So Fartcoin might be approaching a decent DCA level. What else have we got here? I want to take a look at Casper, because Casper had a rejection at the level that I was looking at. And I told you guys, if we get a weekly close on Casper above this trend line, I would potentially enter a trade position on Casper. Unfortunately, it hasn't got above the trend line. Now, we do still have a few days left of the week. So maybe by Sunday it can get above this line. But like I said, if we see a weekly candle close above this trend line, I would flip macro bullish on Casper, and I would probably enter a bit of a swing trade position on Casper. Hey Archie, love your VIP group. You are helping all of us. You should brag more. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the support. Yeah, maybe I should. Appreciate all you guys who are in the VIP. VIPs are killing it right now. Some of the entries we've got on some coins are just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we've bought the bottoms on basically everything. You would think I'm like some sort of insider. The accuracy of some of the recent buys, it's incredible. Yeah, use the code Archie for a tangent discount. Thoughts on Walrus? Thoughts on Walrus? If it came down to 40 cents, that'd probably be a nice buy. I gave a call actually on Walrus, not like a buy alert, but I just mentioned it to my mentor members. Let's see. And it was at 3.8. Yeah, it was literally like the bottom. Yeah, this is what I do. Sometimes in the mentor tier, you know, if I see something in a chart that's making me think it's a good buy, I just kind of put a little post in the mentor chat, you know, potential buy opportunity, Walrus on Sui. You can see 3 people put a cheers emoji next to it. And had they got that buy alert, they would have literally bought the bottom and then it exploded straight after. So even sometimes, you know, I just don't have a position for a coin in my portfolio. I'll sometimes just nudge the mentor tier members and just say to them, yeah, this is a potential buy opportunity. And usually when I do that, the coin just pumps instantly because I know what I'm looking at, you know. And if you're in the mentor tier, you would have gotten a nice buy there on Walrus down at 38. You know, you would have saw a nice 30% pump in a few days. a great average. I'm down 90% on Mavia, still waiting for a 75x. I mean, you can always just lower your average by DCAing. If you were to DCA now and put another 200 in, you would drastically lower your average. You think gaming will wake up and pump in the end? Yeah, I think gaming will come back. I think it's going to make a comeback because it has to. Like, if you think about it, it's the only sector now that hasn't actually pumped. Meme coins have pumped. Even RWA has pumped here and there, right? The XRP narrative, like the ISO narrative, has pumped. What else has pumped? AI has pumped multiple times. The only narrative now that we're waiting on is a gaming pump. And I just feel like they're going to allow gaming to pump at some point. Now, yeah, it's not going to be as big as the pump in 2021, but you're still going to see good gains, I think, on some of these gaming coins. I don't believe the narrative is dead. I still think it's a very strong narrative. Which gaming coins to hold? This is my current list in terms of preference. Mavia being number 1, Naka being number 5. This is my current list. Curio City, man, you haven't got a clue. I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about, man. But I think there's a good chance if we keep pumping, if we keep pumping at the rate we're pumping in the summer, there is a chance that we top out earlier than November, earlier than the 4-year cycle deadline. There is a chance that happens because some of the indicators will start flashing for a top. So for you to just completely discount that shows your ignorance. You shouldn't be so ignorant to just completely discount a left-leaning top thesis. Metacade? Whatever happened to that? Mcade? 28 million market cap. Looks like it's found some support, actually. There's no clear support when I look at it here. It's weird. Oh, maybe it's just here, right? But yeah, I think Metacade is a decent one. Like nothing amazing. Like I would sooner buy Mavia, to be honest with you. But I think it's a decent one. The thing is with these gaming coins, they're so small that if you just buy a few of them and just put in, you know, a few $100 or whatever it is you can afford to lose, if they do make a comeback, you're going to be making stupid money. And it's the only sector in the market where you can say that. Like with AI coins, they're already pretty saturated. They already generally have quite high market caps. With meme coins, it's heavily saturated, and there's already a ton with high market caps as well. Whereas with gaming, there's probably 4 or 5 decent quality gaming coins that still have very cheap market caps. So all it takes is for retail to come back and buy some of them, and they'll absolutely explode. And I'm noticing some signs of retail coming back. So I checked Coinbase, the app ranking. The app ranking massively jumped in the last month. So that's one signal that retail is starting to come back. Also, meme stocks have started pumping. And when the meme stocks start pumping, that is when retail investors are coming back, because that's purely retail investors, the whole meme stock frenzy. Open Door, Cole's resume rally, resume rally. Don't know why I read that as resume. Dork is the new acronym to know. So there's been a few meme stocks which have actually been pumping. Meme stock rally has investors feeling invulnerable. The meme stock rally continues as the Trump trade rebounds. Krispy Kreme. Yeah, that was one of the ones that was pumping. Krispy Kreme stock. I don't know. I just saw it in the news. I noticed a few stocks were being heavily bought up by retail. Ones that were heavily shorted, they were trying to get a short squeeze on them. So if the meme stocks are coming back, then maybe money's going to flow into crypto as well. That's my thinking. Because I remember when GameStop absolutely sent it. That was around the time that alt season started to happen. Right? GameStop, the whole GameStop frenzy, that started in January 2021. That's when the whole GameStop thing happened, January 2021. Alt season started in January 2021. And it lasted until basically November that year, you could say. It was on and off. There were two main alt seasons. There was an alt season in kind of April time, and there was an alt season in November time. There was like two main alt seasons. It was a bit different to this cycle, but January 2021, I remember it when the whole GameStop thing happened. I made a ton of money, not with GameStop, but with AMC. Don't know if you guys remember AMC stock. That basically did the same thing as GME in 2021. Basically did the same thing. It went to $400 per share from like $10 per share. And I capitalized big time off that. And that was around the 2021 time, the early 2021 rally. So in a way, if you're seeing meme stocks come back, that is usually something that happens before an alt season, not after an alt season. So that's a good sign if that is the case. If that is going to be a sustained thing now with the meme stocks, that's obviously good for crypto. Altura and Corpo. Corpo is extremely degen. It could do fine. I would rather buy Mavia than Corpo. And Altura could also do decent. 6 mil market cap for Altura. That's crazy. I remember when Alex Becker was massively bullish on this. And this went to 150 million back in January. Altura was one that's kind of on my watch list, to be honest, because it's so small in market cap. It's crazy. So you've been warned, guys. If gaming makes a comeback, everyone's going to come back to this video and put in the comments that I was right. If gaming doesn't make a comeback, then I will publicly apologize to you guys for getting it wrong. But I'm just telling you my thoughts, okay? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'll put my hands up. Usually I'm right when it comes to crypto. 8 times out of 10, I'm probably right. But there's always that couple of times where I will be wrong. But I do believe that gaming is going to make a comeback pretty much imminently in the coming weeks. And some of the coins which I've talked about on this stream, you're going to look back at and think, wow, they were great buys. So what's a meme stock? You don't know? GameStop, AMC, all of that stuff? Meme stock doesn't actually mean like a stock with no utility. It means a stock that's basically heavily bought up by retail, usually with the pursuit of causing a short squeeze. So last bull run, you had GameStop have a major short squeeze, like a monumental short squeeze. There's a movie on it. Just watch the movie. I forgot what it's called, but there's a movie on the whole GameStop thing. But yeah, a short squeeze, for those who don't know, a little bit of education here, is basically when a stock or a crypto or whatever is extremely heavily shorted and then it pushes out, you get a ton of liquidations, right? When it pushes through the liquidation prices, it causes a major pump. And that is what happened to GameStop in a very short period of time. And now there's a whole bunch of new stocks that people are shorting. Let's see. What are the main ones? I know Krispy Kreme was one, but I checked the chart. It barely looked like it pumped. I guess it pumped a fair bit. Wow, it did actually. It did over a 2x in a few days. So it did do a nice little pump there. 131% pump on Krispy Kreme. Donut is a ticker. D-nut. Do you think Sol has the potential to go to $600 by the end of the year? Probably not, but it's possible. My personal target on Sol is 420, both because of the significance of the actual number memetically, but also the fibs. The fibs to me indicate that Solana will head to 420 roughly, plus or minus a couple percent. Now, again, I could be wrong on that, but that is my current target on Solana. See? The 1.618, let's just get this on accurately here. The 1.618 is basically 120 for Sol. I mean 420 for Sol. Basically 420 is the 1.618. Can you imagine, right? The meme coin chain goes to 420. That would be hilarious. And that's the top. That's where I think Solana's heading. That's where I think we're going. 420 per coin. Slushy drops a $3 donation. Thank you. What are my thoughts on Mrs. Soon Ton Station? What the hell is that? What the hell is this? This chart looks like a rug. Is this what you're on about? It looks like a rug. It looks like a complete and utter rug. Mavi is 80% controlled by whales. Yeah, like basically every project in crypto. XRP is the same, and look at what happened to XRP. That's not a reason to not buy. Bundle member here. Thank you. Appreciate you being on the bundle, Joey. Great to see you in the stream. Love talking to the bundle members. For you guys who don't know, you can get an all-encompassing membership by getting on the bundle. You get lifetime on the mentor tier. So I will be your mentor in crypto for life, whether I'm doing this for another 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You're still going to have me by your side as a mentor. And you get access to a full comprehensive course on cryptocurrency from bottom to top. You'll learn basically everything you need to know about crypto, how to make money in crypto, my secret strategies and techniques that have made me millions in crypto. You get that as part of the bundle, and you can get on a call with me and discuss your portfolio, a one-to-one call to have some deep portfolio analysis coming your way. So check that out, guys, if you can afford it. If you can afford it, it's a no-brainer. You know, if you've got a portfolio above 30K, it's an absolute no-brainer to get on the bundle and get some one-to-one support and guidance throughout the bull run. Anytime you have an issue, you can message me and I'll be there to help you. 1 to 2% of your portfolio should be in gaming. I think that's a good amount. I think that's a good amount, especially now. Like maybe not a few months ago, but now is the time to start loading up. And like I said, after this stream, I'm gonna drop a new buy alert on gaming. But yeah, let's take a look at Mavia, see what it's doing. Because I think it's a good buy right now. I really do. I think those who buy Mavia here are going to be very happy in a few weeks' time. Maybe even a few days' time, the way it's looking. So, yeah, we got a golden pocket hit there on the 4-hour and a very low oversold RSI. 2 signals for a pump. 2 signals for a pump. So I wouldn't be fading Mavia if I was you. I mean, you do you, right? But looking at this chart, this looks like something that's ready to absolutely rocket. Especially if Ethereum's going to start pumping here. GME stock went from $2 to $4.45 during that run. Yeah, I made like a 10x on AMC in 2021. But yeah, I don't think this is a reason to avoid Mavia. Every single coin is owned by the whales, unless it's Bitcoin. And even Bitcoin, the whales control most of the supply. Satoshi's wallet, MicroStrategy, BlackRock, Binance, Coinbase, all those guys, the US government, China, like everything has like an 80-20 rule in the world. I don't know if you guys have looked into it, but there's like an 80-20 rule. Like 80% of the production is done by 20% of the people. You know, most things in life, like the 80% of something is owned by the few. So I bet 80% of the gold supply is owned by a small percentage of people. I bet 80% of the Ethereum supply is owned by a small percentage of people. Like, I'm not concerned by that. I think Mavia can 2 to 3x literally in a few days. That's the type of stuff Mavia can do. It's done it before. It's done an 8x within a couple of days before. Another thing is Mavio is backed by Binance Labs and is on Binance Perps, so it could get a spot listing during the gaming run too. Exactly. Yeah, Mavia is backed by Binance. Like, you don't even need to wait for a Binance listing. It's already on Binance. It's already on Binance, essentially, on the perpetuals. You don't even need to wait. It's just already on there. And it's already on crypto.com, which I count as a tier 1 exchange. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the tier 1 exchanges are Binance, Coinbase, and crypto.com and Robinhood. Like, those are the tier 1s. They're like the super popular US exchanges. And then underneath that, I have like Kraken and some of the other ones, but crypto.com is definitely a giant of an exchange. Gemini, you could say, would be a tier 2 as well. Ton Station is Alex Becker's gaming coin. He did a free airdrop. Well, it looks like a rug. I don't care who's behind it if the chart looks like that. If that's the coin you're on about. I don't care what YouTuber's behind this crap. If that's what the chart looks like, it looks like it's rugged, bro. Looks terrible. Can you check this new coin called Sui? I think it could be the next Solana. Bro, good joke. I'm one of the main YouTubers who have talked about Sui for months. I basically got the best buy on Sui out of all the YouTubers, basically. I mean, maybe some guys bought at 50 cents, but I got it in the 70s. I mean, it was a genius buy. My average on Sui is around $1, so I'm already up almost 4x on Sui. Now, I don't think it's going to overtake Solana, but I think it could do some crazy gains this bull run. But I don't think it's going to overtake Solana. But Slushy, I appreciate your donation. I just don't understand why you would buy a coin where the chart looks like that. The chart looks really weird. The thing with Sui as well, it needs to get above this May resistance because it basically just did a double top there. It really needs to get above that May resistance there. See how it just did a double top? RSIs were both high, did a double top, and it's come back down. We need to push forward on Sui here. We need to get above this high and flip the resistance into support. If we can do that, Sui's heading for $10 as the next leg. But it really needs to flip this resistance into support and get above it. And then it can start consolidating right above the resistance. I don't mind if it consolidates as long as it consolidates above the resistance. I don't want it to be consolidating below resistance because that looks really bearish. Now, another coin which I was looking at that is also just below resistance is Say. Say is another one which needs to push forward soon. Because there is basically on the linear chart, right? On the linear chart. There's a trend line forming now. Wait, let me just do this. So on all the major highs, there's a trend line for say, and it basically rejected at that trend line on the linear, right? Now, trend lines can still apply to the linear chart. People say, "Oh no, you shouldn't do trend lines on linear. Only do them on log." The reality is they still work on linear quite often. I bought Sui because of Crypto John. He was one of the first to call it. I highly doubt he called it lower than me. I got Sui at 76 cents. Like, I highly doubt anyone got it lower than me. Maybe a few smaller YouTubers did, but I doubt the big ones did. The big ones always just follow along the smaller ones, right? Like the YouTubers who have like 200k subs, 500k subs, all of that, they always just follow the smaller ones quite often. Mavia has two different market caps, one on CoinGecko and one on CoinMarketCap. I think the accurate market cap for Mavia is 8 million. But I need someone to confirm that, but I think it's 8 million. But yeah, you can see that Binance Labs backed Mavia. It's not always about how much money a project raised, it's about the quality of the VCs that actually put money into it, right? And crypto.com Capital bought into Mavia and Binance Labs also bought into Mavia. So it's also about the quality of the VCs, not just simply the amount of money they put in. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on right now. See what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin on the 15-minute looking pretty good. 119.1K. Ethereum back above 3.7. Good news. Sui's trying to get to that $4 target that we rejected at, 420. And gaming looks ready to pump. Beam looks good. Naka looks good. Bitcoin dominance starting to drop slightly. Slightly. Man, I've got too much annotations on this chart. I over annotate my charts. But yeah, you can see dominance, right? It had a big drawdown at 66%. Now we're getting a bit of a green candle. The question is this support? We're using the golden pocket as support, and then we're going to bounce back up to 66, or is this just like a trap? You know, they're trying to get you to think dominance is going to start pumping again, and then it just capitulates and starts going down again. That's the question. That's the question. See what the VIPs are saying in the Discord. Can you look into Xborg? Yeah, let's take a look at Xborg. 17 million market cap. Is this the one you mean? The listings are terrible on this. I know I've heard of Xborg, but I can't even really remember it much, to be honest. We're building the infrastructure for gaming's next era. Honestly, bro, like Xborg has a 17 million market cap, right? Mavia has an 8 million market cap. Mavia is on crypto.com, Binance Perpetuals. It's backed by Binance. It's backed by crypto.com from the funding round. Just don't understand why you would buy Xborg over Mavia right now. Like Mavia is just the obvious buy. It's literally got a 9 million market cap. It's just ridiculous buy. So I'd sooner just stack some Mavia instead. Where do I think Fartcoin would pick up again from? I just went over Fartcoin. 1.34 is the 236. It just found some support there, so the bottom could be in for Fartcoin. It's possible that was the dip over. You got to realize when you get into like a parabolic alt season, the dips become way smaller. The extremity of the dips become minuscule, right? Like the dips are no longer extreme. They're really small dips. Is Say getting risky? Not really. I mean, it's just rejected. It's not bullish right now. Like the chart looks like it's just waiting for a breakout. They just announced USDC's coming to Say, which is bullish. To me, it still looks solid, and eventually I believe it will break out here. I think this will be the time where we get a breakout. And the reason I think that is because of the others chart. The others chart got a weekly close above the May resistance. I think we are going to continue pushing up very soon with this bull run. Big like for this epic live stream. Thank you, bro. Let's see how many likes we've got. If we've got a good amount of likes, then I'm going to continue the stream for longer. But if we don't have many likes, then I'll wrap it up and do some other work. Let's see. Okay, we got 104 likes. It's not bad. If we could get those likes up more, that would be appreciated. And remember, guys, after this stream, I'm going to be dropping a new buy alert in the sector of gaming. So stay tuned for that. Not dropped it yet, so stay tuned for a new buy alert coming into the VIP group. And also, I'll probably be hopping on the voice chat later today with the members to discuss the markets, go over some TA, go over some potential gems. So stay tuned for that as well. Do I think Say will make a comeback to the level it launched at? Yes. I mean, it already... What was the price it launched at? Take a quick look. So, yeah, it's already above that. Do you mean the all-time high? The all-time high is at $1. It's currently at 32 cents. It's literally just over a 3x to all-time highs. So it's very possible it will do that literally in the next month. Imagine you wake up to Casper getting a Binance listing and it dumps. I think it would pump if it got a Binance listing, to be honest. It will pump initially and then it will dump after. If Casper got listed on Binance, like right now, Casper would probably pump up to like 20 cents, then see a bit of rejection, and then continue going up again. That's probably what would happen if it was to get listed on Binance like tomorrow. It would be like an initial, um, you know, initial pump followed by a dump, followed by continuation to the upside. That's, I think, what happened to Tau. I remember when Tau got listed on Binance, I think, did it pump initially and then it just had a massive dump after that? Or it pumps into the announcement. So the listing is announced, and then when it finally actually lists on spot, then it dumps. Quite often that's what happens. So yeah, you can see here, right, how high Tau was, and then it just dumped. Probably the same thing that would happen. When the news comes out, you get a crazy pump, and then when it actually lists, there's a lot of profit taking to happen. A lot of the whales that were on the side for a while start taking some profits. But we're seeing a bit of a move up here, guys, in the market. Bitcoin 119.1, Ethereum 3.7. XRP had a massive dump yesterday, starting to recover a little bit. So we're seeing a bit of green. And like I said, if Ethereum keeps pumping, I expect gaming to make a comeback on this next leg. Some of these gaming coins you want to have on your radar. And as I said, my number one pick right now in gaming to be loading up on would be none other than Mavia. Mavia would be the one. So, check it out. We've seen Mavia do crazy things before. We saw it literally do an 8x in a week. I mean, imagine it does that again. Imagine an 8x just in a week. Imagine it does that again. That would be stupid. That would be phenomenal. Is it a 7x or an 8x in a week? And the thing is, it basically just came straight back down to that level which it pumped from. Ondo back above $1 now as well. Good to see. Temporarily came down to 94 cents and then it got a nice bounce. Let's add Mavia into my my main watch list here. Stock market's up today as well. Nasdaq up 0.3%. S&P 500 up 1/4 basis point. Or 25 basis points, 1/4%. Man, I'm really watching Say here. I would love it if we can get above this resistance. The thing is, a lot of these coins right now, they're all kind of just under resistance. Sui being one of them, Say being one of them, Casper being another one. Casper's just under resistance. It needs to push above it, and then it's literally game on. Alt season, right? Crazy pumps. Say's the exact same as Casper. Like, these two charts, they both require a breakout. Sui just kind of needs to get above the May high, and then it's game on for Sui. But it's good stuff. Good stuff. Looking ready. Especially if Bitcoin can put in a higher high. Because it just kept on doing lower highs Wait, look at these lower highs. Lower highs. If we can push above this resistance on Bitcoin, get back above 120, next target would be 127 to 130k. 127 to 130, somewhere in that region. Or 131 to be exact. And where am I getting those numbers, you may ask? From the fibs, believe it or not. From the fibs. If we get a fib and we take it from the 109k top in January, Inauguration Day, to the Liberation Day April crash of 74k, that is what we get. This is what we get. That's the region to have on your radar. 127 to 131. That's the price I would be looking at as the next resistance zone. It's not that hard to click the like button. Archie sharing his thoughts on the live stream is so much alpha. Thank you, Archie. Wow, thank you, Green. Appreciate it. One of the best gaming coins is Gunzilla. I agree with you. Got it on my list. Got it on my list. What to buy? I would buy Mavia. If I was going to buy a DGen coin today, it would be Mavia. If you want to buy a blue chip, then probably Ondo. But if you want to buy a gaming coin, I'd go for Mavia. Yeah, Bitcoin looks bullish right now. Healthy little correction. Now we're gonna push forward. That's what I think. When we talk about gaming, have you heard of Black Hole? I think Becca and the other gamers will push this, just thinking of getting out before they all dump on us. Yeah, you have got to be careful with some of the coins that these big influencers shill, because quite often you are just their exit liquidity. A lot of these gaming coins are on AVAX. Groundbreaking DEX designed to serve as a unified liquidity hub for all blockchain projects on AVAX. Okay, so this is a DEX. It's not a gaming coin. How does this compare to Trader Joe? Because Trader Joe is also a DEX on AVAX. What makes this one unique? Is it just called Joe now? Yeah, it's just called Joe. What makes this unique compared to Joe? Is my question. Both of these are DEXs on AVAX. Trenches. I didn't even know that Joe had this feature. Free SBF coin? Is that for real? Why would you want a free SBF? But yeah, see Trader Joe. This is actually quite an undervalued DEX. It's on Avalanche, Arbitrum, BNB, Ethereum, Base, Berachain, Sonic, and Solana. This is actually quite an undervalued multi-chain DEX. What's the chart looking like for Joe? It's on Binance as well. I used to hold this one a while back. Made some good money on it in the past. Yeah, so it kind of came down to its range lows. Basically found support on its macro range lows from 2022. If AVAX pumps, then I imagine Joe would probably see a nice rally. I held this ages ago and made some good gains on it in the past. So yeah, let's take a look at the current gaming coins we've got on this list. So we got Mavia, 8 million market cap, Beam, 395 million, Gunzilla, 28 million. The VIP gem I'm going to drop tonight. New buy alert. We got Naka, 40 million. Looking good. It's a good list. Now, if you want, you could get a Mutable X. There's a few others which we've looked at today, which are also decent plays. But I think this is really the definitive list. Like, these are the best ones to have. So, Whiff is pumping today. SPX 6900 moving up. Fartcoin getting a nice little bounce. The bottom is probably in for Fartcoin. Man, whenever the bottom is in for Fartcoin. Whenever you say anything about Fartcoin, it just turns into a joke. You know, like Fartcoin is exploding. Fartcoin's bottom is in. Like it's hard to talk about it with a straight face. Say getting a nice little bounce as well. Let's hope Say is gonna send it here, because if it does, it'll push past this resistance and we will absolutely explode. I'm telling you. We'll go straight to 50 cents like in a couple of days if that happens. Aerodrome's another one, had a bit of a double top, you could say. Aerodrome's a good buy currently, actually. I mean, I'm not going to buy it personally because I've already got a great bag that I stacked down in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, but it's not a terrible buy. I just don't want to drastically increase my average because I'm already up 2x on Aerodrome. I'm basically up over 2x on everything right now that I hold. Almost everything. 2x or more. Sui getting a nice bounce today. ETH pushing up. Man, the VIP group is very active today. Tons of alpha in here, guys. Yeah, I saw that Vine coin was exploding today. I think Elon Musk put a tweet out about Vine. Maybe that's why it pumped. But I saw that Vine was exploding. Vine coin. Look at that. It's like a gold candle. But yeah, retail is definitely coming back. And that's part of my reasoning behind why I think gaming will pump. Because when retail comes back, gaming tends to do well. Because gaming is basically just a retail-driven sector. It's not really an institutional-driven sector. Not really driven by institutions. It's driven by retail, just like memes. But some people can get their head around gaming more than memes because gaming actually has utility, whereas memes are just, useless. They're just for fun. But gaming actually has some utility. People can actually understand blockchain-based games, NFTs, and all of that. Especially with Gunzilla, because they've done it quite well. They've actually made a game which is playable. It's on console. So the more people see big influencers play in this game, in the gaming sector, like streamers, the more they're going to be interested in crypto gaming and they're going to come and check out some of the other coins. Like I said, especially if we see Ethereum and AVAX pump, there's going to be more and more money flow into gaming. So that's my thesis. And whenever I have a thesis like this, it usually turns out to be right. I called the meme coins on Say. They went on to explode. Now I'm calling gaming coins. Let's see what happens. Trying to figure out a reasonable target for peak. I think peak can 20x. But it could also go to 0. So it's a risky one. But I'm bullish on peak. Casper's potential of outliving every crypto with Bitcoin is massive. It's literally in the revolution sector besides Bitcoin. The other ones are just like companies, come on, comes and goes. Yeah, I agree with that. Casper does have a longevity aspect to it. Casper is quite a future-proof coin. I would say Monero's future-proof, Bitcoin's future-proof, and Casper. I do agree. That doesn't always mean it's going to go to $20 though, just because it's going to be here for a while. It could be quite conservative in its gains this bull run. Because Casper's not known for giving God candles. It's quite a slow and steady coin. Due to the fact it's so decentralized, I guess. But I think Casper will make a comeback. It's going to do well. I'm still bullish on it. I'm just glad I flipped a lot of my Casper into Sui, because that trade was genius. That played out perfectly. And I told people I did it, right? It's not like I just kept it close to my chest. I told people that I did it, and a lot of people followed me, and a lot of people didn't. And the people who didn't follow me probably wish they did, because they would have made multiple X's on their money, whilst Casper went down to 5 cents. What's happening with Bonk? It's pumping, bro. Bonk's doing really well. I mean, it is the OG meme coin on Solana, so it makes sense that it would be pumping here. But Bonk's doing really well. Bonk was a great buy down there. And surprise, surprise, where did it find its resistance? At a fib, at the golden pocket, as they always do. It's honestly crazy how accurate the fibs are. It's just like a mathematical law, I guess, of the universe. It's crazy. It found its resistance literally at the fibs. And it did the same thing in the past. I mean, it wasn't a fib level back then, but you can see miraculously that's where it rejected, was at the fibs. So your next resistance on Bonk is around this golden pocket region. If it gets above that, then you're targeting 4.8. If it gets above that, then you're going for all-time highs. Carrot, 34 million market cap, and Lords, 10 million. Decent plays for sure. I like Carrot. I just don't like the name that much, but I like the project from what I've seen. Coinbase as well. I've always been a fan of this one. I just never liked the name. That's always a thing that I didn't like. But I guess it's not that important that the name's good. Block Lords is another one, which I've looked into on Coinbase too. This is the thing, right? What are the normies going to do? When they come into crypto, they're going to look at all the different sectors. They might remember Axie Infinity. They might remember Gala. They might remember Sandbox, Decentraland. They're going to look into gaming coins, and they're going to look at the ones that are on the tier 1 listings. And that's why I'm bullish on Mavia, because it's on crypto.com, and all the normies use crypto.com. And that's why those gaming coins you just mentioned might do well as well, because they're both on Coinbase. Thanks for your time and effort. No problem. You're welcome. So you want to be checking the listings, guys. Before you buy a project, you got to check the listings because there's a ton of gaming coins which look decent on the surface, but the listings are just terrible. And we're not in that period now where you can gamble with projects with bad listings. You want to get the projects that are guaranteed to have the top tier listings, or they've already got them. And that way, you know, when retail do flood in, they're going to buy the coins because they're already on the big exchanges. Retail aren't flooding through these tiny scammy exchanges to find them. They already know, yeah, this one's a clear winner, right? It's on a tier 1. And that's what the normies do. They always buy the coins that are on tier 1s. Mavi is seeing a nice little move now, which is good. I'm telling you, this buy on Mavia was a great buy down here. Like, look at it on the 4 hour. This thing looks ready to go. Golden pocket hit, followed by a bounce. Gotta love to see that. You love to see it. Man, how long have I been live for now? I've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. When you're researching cryptos. How high do I think Pengu could go? It's near all-time highs, up massive on this coin. It's really hard to predict because it's just kind of come out of nowhere and just exploded. It's got a lot of retail momentum and hype right now. Is that a double top potentially? Let's check the chart. Pengu. Yeah, so it had some resistance there at a previous high. So that's your level that you need to get past. Is that previous high. I think Pengu could do 5 to 10x maybe. Yeah, it is insane. We can buy coins that are on Coinbase for 10 million, 50 million market cap. What are my views on Benjamin Cowen's predictions? Good question. I agree with a lot of what he says, and I disagree with a lot of what he says. So he's a good influencer to listen to because he provides some unique takes, and he can be right a lot of the time. But one thing he was saying is that dominance was going to go into the 70s, right? I was calling for a rejection at 66%. I'm pretty sure he was saying that there's a good chance we go into the 70s. Now look, could we go into the 70s? It's possible, right? But I was calling for a dump on dominance at 66%. I think he was calling for it to continue to the upside. But there was a lot of warning signs to me that dominance was topping out there. And that's why I started, telling everyone I think we're going to drop down on dominance. But I think he was still kind of arguing that we go higher. However, put that aside, he's a very intelligent guy. He knows what he's talking about. And I think it's always good to get different perspectives. So, I do recommend that people listen to him and don't just follow him blindly, but, take a listen to him and see what he has to say. He's got some good bits of alpha. The 70s would be organic though. I think we hit the 70s after the alt season. We'll hit the 70s in the bear market. That's what I think. It could well go back up to 66% again, by the way. But I still favor at some point this bull run, dominance is going to come down between 47 and 52%. That's my target. Somewhere in that region is my target. Now, I would be selling altcoins way before then, but my target is that we come down to 52 to 47 at some point this bull run. And I don't think we hit 73 until after the bull run is over for alts. I do believe we'll hit 73, but I think it will be in the bear market. And that's my take. But yeah, things are looking good. Just waiting for a bit of liquidity to come in so we can get a bounce. Casper seeing a nice little move up. Nothing major, but a little move. So yeah, guys, going to wrap up the stream here. It's been a long one, but I appreciate you all tuning in, and I've got some stuff to do. I'm going to go over to the Discord, speak to some of the members, probably do a voice chat later on today as well. And also, I'm going to be reviewing some of the VIPs' portfolios in the coming days. So that's another perk that you get in the VIP is the ability to have your portfolio reviewed. So yeah, come join us. I'm going to be dropping a brand new buy alert in the gaming sector today in the VIP group. So stay tuned for that buy alert. It's going to be big. And yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in today. Smash the likes if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll look forward to seeing you